All right, everybody, how's it going? It is Monday, February 19th, 2024, and of course, we are done with the NFL season. So you're probably wondering, what the hell is this guy uploading an NFL video for? Normally, this is only like news or like big deals or like, games or picks or something like that. But instead, there is some key dates in the NFL, right? Where we may be in the off season, but that doesn't mean football is completely gone. There's no more news. There's no more big events. We still have the draft, as you've seen on the thumbnail. There's tons of things we can look forward to. Because it is always kind of like this weird, sad feeling when the season comes to an end. It's kind of like this bittersweet, like, damn, man, I spent so much time complaining about the quality of the games this year. Now I would give anything if I was to see on Thursday night the Bears playing the Panthers. I'd watch that right now. I'd be like, damn, dude, I guess they're just going to play this game again for some reason. I'll watch it, though. I don't really care. I ain't got nothing going on. But that's kind of always the feeling we get, right? We complain about the matchups, then the season ends, and then you're looking back going, I'd give anything for that terrible, terrible game. The 2-1 win teams going head to head. But, ultimately, we're in the off season. We have a few things that we could talk about, things we can look at, things we can go over. Like right away, tomorrow technically is like a big day. It's one of the first big days of the off season, right? So we're going to go over them. I'll say what the date is, what the event kind of is, and briefly go over it for the most part. If you're listening to this video, you probably already know what these events are if you're this into football, but you're probably just wondering what the dates are. So you don't even have to listen to me talk. You can just scroll ahead, kind of like be like, all right, these are the key dates. Cool, cool, cool. But hey, if you're listening along and you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, all that YouTube stuff. Leave a comment with your thoughts down below. You can put some big predictions, some big takes, some hot takes, whatever you think is fun. There's no real requirements here. But anyway, February 20th, that is the day. That's like the franchise tag day, basically. Excuse me. But starting at 4 o'clock tomorrow. So, tomorrow, February 20th, that's why the video comes out today. I thought it'd be good. Teams can basically, designate who the franchise or transition players are. Or, every team gets like one or two, and you just kind of use it, and the player doesn't get to enter free agency if they accept it. I could go over like what a franchise tag is, how it works, but that's really not what this video is. Basically, I think you get paid a certain amount of the top contract, and to play another year with the team. Well, maybe you try to figure out a long-term contract or see if things work out. Oftentimes these are used when players kind of like don't really kill it the first few years in the NFL, then like they have a great breakout year right on their contract year. So it kind of gives the team a little bit of protection and lets them see if like, hey, maybe we can give this guy a long-term deal if he can do it again. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it's a complete failure because they'll leave angry. But it's an interesting tool teams have, I guess you could say. But anyway, so that starts tomorrow, and I think that's basically through the majority of the offseason. They're allowed to hit franchise tags on people, or till I think free agency opens up. Anyway, February 27th through March 4th. That is the NFL scouting combine in Indianapolis at, where the Colts play. That's rather self-explanatory. All the top prospects get together if they were invited. They show off their 40 time, how much they can bench. They show off their skill position stuff. I think there's like 3 cone drills. There's agility stuff, how high you can jump, all the basic stuff that we know and come to love, right? The 40-yard dash is the big deal. And kind of the lifting too, I would say. All right, let's scroll down a little bit. I have it blown up too, so you could just read all these. All right, March 5th. That is the team. Wait. There is a deadline. Okay, March 5th is the deadline, right before free agency. I was like, I know there's a deadline to this. March 5th at 4 p.m., so before 4 o'clock on March 5th, all the teams kind of have to say who they're going to be deadlining, or who they're going to be tagging, right? So, if you're entering free agency and, what is it, 6 days later? So yeah, that's kind of the deadline for the last thing we talked about. Here's the big one. This is the official tampering period. It's like the unofficial start of free agency. It's where teams are permitted to talk to teams. Like teams are allowed to call agents and start the negotiations and kind of agree to contracts, but nothing can officially be signed. The players have to be unrestricted free agents because the league basically on March 11th, contracts all void, or March 13th, the contracts void from last season, and they officially become free agents at the end of the legal tampering period on March 13th. But basically, yeah, you can completely talk to the people. You can talk to front office officials, not the head coach. It's kind of just, it's basically your agent can call it. We kind of know how the tampering period works. You see big deals happen. You see all the players agree to stuff, but it's not official until, let's scroll down a little bit, the 13th. By the way, this begins at 12 o'clock on March 11th is when the tampering period begins, and it ends at 4 o'clock at 3:59 at 59 seconds, so 3:59 p.m. New York time on March 13th. That's when everything officially. That's the legal tampering period, and after that time at the 13th, free agency officially opens at 4 o'clock. That's when all the deals come through, trading period begins, you can start doing trade, expiration of all 2023 contracts. It's the first day of the 2024 league year. Basically, it's the start of basically the next season. So basically, these 2 days, March 11th, well, 3 days, is one of the are like some of the key dates, right? It's basically March 11th, 12th, and for like half of the 13th, you can begin to talk to players, agree to contracts in principle. You know, you can start to see who's going to be available. You can start to make future plans. You can start to see how teams are going to formulate their offseason. And then on the 13th is when everything comes together at 4 o'clock. You can start agreeing to contracts in writing. Things get signed. Contracts are done. Guys are officially part of new teams. They're officially gone from the team that they were on. All this happens on March 13th. It's a pretty big day. It's a pretty big set of days. And now we know that that's kind of free agency. It's on your mind. March 5th is kind of another big day that you do want to keep in there, because that's when you'll see like, oh, the Colts aren't tagging Michael Pittman, or they are. The Bucks aren't using a transition tag on Baker, or they are. Oh, they're tagging Winfield, so never mind Baker. See you later. You know, those kind of things are what we'll see leading up here to March 5th. From tomorrow to March 5th, and then from March 11th through the 13th, we'll start seeing like, I don't know, say Michael Pittman's a free agent. Michael Pittman's agrees to a contract with the Bears at 5 years, or like 3 or 4 years, 60, 70, 80 million dollars, like 20 million, what? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I don't really know. I'd have to think about the contracts. I don't know what receivers are about to get. All right, let's scroll down a little bit. March 24th through the 27th, the league meetings happen, where we'll see rule changes, rule proposals. Things may look a little different for the following seasons. Just the cool stuff. Kind of boring. I think new salary cap gets agreed to. A whole bunch of stuff happens there that's kind of like, bleh. April's a big deal because it's the draft month. That's when everything starts kind of heating up. April 1st, clubs that hired a new coach after the end of the 2023 season. So you have teams like the Patriots, you got the Washington, you got the Commanders, you've got Seattle, you've got the Chargers, you've got, who all got new coaches? Let me think. Let's see, we got 4 of them. The Raiders. I think the Raiders, because that is, I don't think interim coaches count for that. I know there's 3 more I'm forgetting. I don't know how I'm forgetting them. The Panthers. See, I have 2 more. Why can I not get these guys? NFC North, AFC North, NFC South. Got all them. AFC South. I don't think anyone got fired. Oh, the Titans, that's 7. Oh boy, who's the 8th? I can't remember. Who the... Ooh. I literally can't remember the 8th team that got a new head coach this year. Oh, that's shocking. I really can't. Wow. Atlanta, there we go. I knew I was forgetting somebody. I was like, holy crap, there we go. There's all 8. Those 8 teams could begin their offseason programs. They can start working out, getting things together, basically just start putting together their new team. On the 15th, 14 days, 2 weeks later, all teams can begin their offseason workouts. Guys, all 24 other teams. April 17th, deadline for teams to visit, interview, or conduct a physical examination with the draft eligible player. So basically, this is April 17th is like the deadline for like visits with teams, pro days, yada, yada, so on and so forth. April 19th is the deadline for restricted free agents to sign offer sheets. So basically, if you're an RFA and you had someone offer a deal and your team never really offered a contract, you can join that team. If your team matched the deal that was offered, you can stay with your team, all that kind of stuff like that. And then April 24th, deadline for a prior club to exercise right of first refusal to restricted free agents who signed offer sheets. So basically, the team has a chance to look at it, decide if they want to keep him, want to let him go to the new team. It's it's like we just explained. Also on this day, it's the deadline for teams, for clubs to time, test, visit, interview, or conduct a physical examination with the draft player at any location. Okay, so April 17th is visits at the club, but the 24th you can kind of still do pro days, it sounds like, to the 24th. And then the very next day on the 25th through the 27th, it's the draft. Kind of the penultimate moment of the offseason, right? It's kind of the moment we're all waiting for, other than the rookie camps. But it's the big event. It's the biggest one. I would say it's the marquee event of the offseason. It's the NFL draft. It's in Detroit this year. That'll be interesting. The crowd, I'm sure, is going to love Roger Goodell there. And then, of course, we have May, and then, June's kind of a dead month. July, they start camps, and it only goes to May. That's kind of, All right. May 2nd is the fifth-year option. You have to decide if you want to use your fifth year on your 2021 draft picks. That's coming up this year. It's crazy. So guys like Mac, Trevor Lawrence, guys like that from that class. Clubs may elect to hold one of their 3-day post-draft rookie minicamps. So rookie minicamps, rookie football development programs begin May 13th. And, of course, May 20, May is an exciting month. But, hey, there's all the key dates. Hopefully you sat through that. I don't know why you would have. But if you did, I appreciate you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Left a like, subscribed if you're new, left a comment with some thoughts of whatever's going on in your brain with football. Just hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm going to get out of here. Have a good rest of the day, night, morning, mid-afternoon, mid-evening, dusk, dawn, twilight, morning version of Twilight, and all the times. Have a good rest of whatever. Take it easy. Go Lions, go Tigers, and of course it's always go Patriots. I'm looking forward to free agency and the draft. What about you? Peace.